We are going to embark upon an appetizer, something that you're not going to see like 6 other ones on the table when you arrive at the party, or when your guests arrive at your house. They're not going to say, like mine do, is a 7-layer dip appropriate for the holidays? So we are going to make party time prosciutto, and this is Marcy's special recipe from Community Kitchen ATL. And I mean, I can just tell you, standing here right now, I can already take in the holiday smells.
So this appetizer I love because it has so many different flavor combinations, which we'll get to, but first we're gonna make our apple cider baked pears, which really make this recipe. So in a saucepan, I'm gonna add about a cup of fresh pressed apple cider, or cold pressed apple cider. I've got half a cup of freshly squeezed orange juice. So we are gonna simmer all of this together and make this amazing syrupy concoction that we're going to pour over our pears and then bake. I've got about a quarter of a cup of brown sugar. That's going to give it nice caramelly, syrupy. And I've got a tablespoon of freshly ground cinnamon. Love cinnamon for the holidays. It's one of my favorite spices this time of the year.
Right now you could simmer that on the stove, and
it's going to make your house smell like heaven, literally. And I've got 4 tablespoons of butter. So I've added all of that to my saucepan. I'm gonna move over to my stove and put this on high because I want it to simmer for about 2 minutes and really kind of get that bubbly simmer, boily going. So this appetizer in particular, I mean, you can make it a little bit ahead of time. I wouldn't make it too far ahead of time because what happens is the prosciutto will dry out and get a little too firm. So you want the prosciutto to be soft and fresh, and what we're going to do is roll all of this yummy stuff in the middle of the prosciutto. So our pears. So I've prepared a lot of them here, but we're using Bartlett pears today for this recipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it. I would typically not peel my fruit, but for this recipe in particular, I do because it soaks up all of that syrupy goodness once it is in the oven baking. So I peel these pears for that reason, but normally, you know, I'm taking all the fiber and all the nutrients off this fruit, unfortunately. What I am not going to do is I'm not going to core this pear.
With the seeds and the core.
Seeds and the stem. We're going to keep the stem on. We're not going to eat the stem, but we're going to keep it on. So we've arranged all of these in this beautiful cast iron skillet. I love cooking these in a cast iron skillet because it really holds the heat and gets it super, super hot. So we've got all of our good stuff here. Our pears have come out of the oven. This is what they look like after they've absorbed all of that deliciousness that we've baked them in. They're not the prettiest looking pears, but that's okay. They taste really good pears. They're really good pears. So what I'm gonna do, and I still literally have the stem and the core, so I'm gonna just thinly slice around this. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put these thin slices of the pear inside our delicious prosciutto. So this party time prosciutto is an amazing appetizer because what we're going to do here is fill it with all of this good stuff. Okay. So I've got some pecans, which are from this amazing brand. This is their salted pecan version. So we're putting a little touch of the South in these delicious prosciutto, party time prosciuttos. I've got some creamy blue cheese, which is delicious. Don't get the crumbly blue cheese for this recipe. You want creamy. You want creamy. And then to add a little bit of kind of a spiciness, I have some fresh arugula. So baby arugula leaves, or I'm absolutely obsessed. For anyone out there who follows me regularly on Instagram, I am obsessed with microgreens.
Okay, I know this because I think someone who followed you, who tagged me or something, said, "What is microgreens?" Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you had to talk her through it, and it is. It's a game changer, girls. Game changer.
So what we're gonna do, Ash, is we're gonna take a little piece of our blue cheese.
Yep.
So grab a little piece of blue cheese.
I love that this is cooking because I can do this.
This is definitely cooking. Yes. Even better, it's entertaining, and you're going to put together this appetizer that is going to be out of this world delicious.
Am I doing?
Then we're going to do a pear. So grab a pear. We can use our fingers here. We're all friends.
We are all
clean hands.
Yep. Okay.
So put our pear, and then last but certainly not least, we've got our pecans, which I've chopped. Yes, our Molly and me pecans.
So like, I guess just a biteful, right? Like
Exactly.
Not too...
You don't want them. You don't want it to be overwhelming.
Okay.
And then we're going to roll it all up.
Okay. And
So
what's the technique?
So there's really no technique. You
Okay.
just kind of, I like to kind of tuck it in. So take the long piece and tuck it over what you filled it with, and then roll it that way.
Got it. Well, what I love about this is you've got the crunch with the salt, you've got the creamy richness of the cheese, you've got a little tang from the microgreen, and you've got the sweetness. I mean, it's like everything in one.
I'm telling you, you take a bite of that, and it's amazing. You get all of these different flavor combinations in one little bite.
And honestly, girls, I don't see anything here that's going to stick in your teeth. Because I think about that when someone's passing the appetizers or hors d'oeuvres at a party. I'm like,
No.
But I know I'm going to be talking, and I've got that.
Or give you bad breath.
Or give
That's
you bad
another
breath.
thing, the bad breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alternatively, for those of you who are have an aversion to blue cheese, which I know a lot of people do have an aversion to blue cheese,
Yes.
a triple cream creamy cheese would also work. So like
So
a
would
Saint
what?
Angel.
Okay.
Even if you're a big brie fan, you
Right.
could do a brie in
Right.
this. These pears even if your cheese is a little more pungent,
Yeah.
the pears really
They
lighten
break
it
it
up and
down.
bring that sweetness out.